Alright, so in case you didn't know, I come from Slovakia, which is a small country located right about here, in Central Europe. Yes, this is Central Europe, even if you don't agree with it. Still, even though that we are not officially a part of it, my country has a lot of things in common with the Eastern Europe. Such as, for example, the ridiculous alcohol consumption, the love for Adidas, I myself got like 5 of these shirts, or the fact that most of us live in these bad boys, and it's actually not that bad. Seriously. It's terrible. Especially when you're after a night shift, and this guy, let's call him Ivan, that lives 2 entrances away from you, downs a couple shots of vodka, and realizes that his granny wanted to get the cable running. So now at 8 in the morning, he starts drilling a hole in a wall just to give that free cable to his granny living next door. Cause hey, fuck the system. And everyone else living here as well apparently. So now you just lie in your bed, eyes wide open, thinking about the slowest possible method of torture you will practice on that fucker the moment you'll get to know him. And guess what? You actually can get to know him, and rather easily. These buildings work like villages of sort. People tend to know everyone in their close proximity, and most of the time they also know a couple of people living in the other parts of the building. That means that there is always a chance that somebody living in the same entrance as you do knows somebody living 2 entrances away from you, and they'll be more than happy enough to tell you the name of that guy who, let's face it, probably woke them up as well. Not that you can do anything with that information, but now we at least know their name and can curse the living hell out of them in silence. After all, we got some practice on that, you know, after living under 3 different oppressive regimes in just the past 100 years. Still, a day in one of these buildings is actually not that bad. It mostly starts by the sound of gypsies breaking something, again, a random car crash, or just the generic hooting of owls. We get some wildlife, you know. After you finish up your morning routine and leave the house, the first thing you notice is that none of those films featuring Eastern European countries depicted the look of these houses correctly.
Bratislava? Yeah. Bratislava!
Oh, look at those similarities! In reality, they tend to be brightly colored buildings that look as if they were just built. And if you didn't know that that fossil that just walked out the doors lived there since her 20s, you'd probably think that they were built like 5 years ago at most. While in fact, most of them are older than some of us. That brings me to another point that I'd like to mention. You may be wondering, why are there so many of these apartment houses? Do we really like them so much? No. We just can't get rid of them. These damn things are literally indestructible. You could throw a bomb, a tank, or an entire goddamn revolution at them and they wouldn't even budge. The only possible way of destroying them we have found so far is when the government gives them out to gypsies, which somehow manage to dismantle them within 2 weeks. I got no idea how they do it, but I guess there is some truth to that gypsy magic after all. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. I'm overwhelmingly racist. No, just kidding. I'm not. At least I hope I'm not. Still, I know that what I just said sounded racist, but in Slovakia we tend to share a mutual dislike for some of the gypsies. It's not like we dislike them for their race or anything, we just dislike that a large number of them are maladjusted citizens that behave rudely, refuse to work, and in many cases even refuse to live in towns, even after being given housing for free. We basically dislike thugs. Yeah, that's the word. Thugs. 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 Fuck. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. When you walk out of the entrance doors, you are gonna be surprised by the flying colors of the flats and the... Wait, greenery? Where's all the gray? Aren't Soviet-era neighborhoods supposed to look depressive and dirty? Nope. But I was told that there wouldn't be any trees and that everything's going to be just a concrete jungle. Nope. I'm just gonna say nope to everything. Yep. As the Soviets built these buildings, they realized they look a bit too depressing, so to make them look a bit better, they left a ton of space around them for some greenery. Occasionally, they also planted some trees around them or built a few playgrounds to spice them up a bit. As the time went by, they spread naturally and now they are on almost every street. Not the trees, the playgrounds. They are built by candidates for majors, which if are unsuccessful will lock them up so kids can't damage them until their next elections. Then in 4 years they'll snap yet another perfect photo of how much they contributed to the city, and then the process repeats. Yeah, our politicians are shit. Still, the sheer amount of trees and free space makes our neighborhoods look as if there was an entire park shoved in between any two buildings. The trees also cover up the flats, so on your way anywhere you don't have to look at those overgrown pest candies. Now, if you manage to survive your working day on the Slovak roads, known for certain properties, you'll get back home to your freezing apartment. Why freezing? Well, it's because you turned it off before you left. In Slovakia, we don't use those automatic heaters that keep your room heated up to a certain temperature throughout the day. Instead, we use these things called radiators. The radiators, on top of looking ugly as shit, have to be turned on manually whenever you want heat. They also have to be turned off whenever you want to go somewhere, because otherwise you are going to spend a small fortune on just bringing the heat to the fly party back at your room. They also don't have thermometers, so if your frozen ass decides to crank up the heat to Anne Frank level and forgets about it, you'll have to discover a channel reviving Man vs. Wild in your room within like 2 hours, maybe a bit more. Also, since we are living in apartment blocks, we do have apartments around other apartments that are around our apartment. Apartmentception. This means that even if you leave your radiators off throughout the night, the cumulative heat that's coming in from the other apartments will keep your room heated up to about 10 degrees, even if the roughest winters. This in particular is a thing that my mother used for a couple of months back when we didn't have enough money to heat. In my opinion, we wasted more money on medicine since we were constantly ill, but hey, at least my CPU temperature never rose about 40 degrees. Not that it even could with these specs. Since then, other people started using this trick as well, and now I'm freezing my nuts off. Alright, I get that you got a 4-room flat that's much more expensive to heat up than my single room, but can't you at least heat up one goddamn room? Jeez. Wait, you're heating up all of them? And where is that cold coming from? I hate you, Mom. I gotta say, this was one hell of a video to make. Difficult, sure, but definitely worth it. I had a lot of fun while making it. It was also the first time I tried to do this kind of a video, so yeah. Oh, and drawing with mouse is an absolute pain. If I'll ever make a video like this in the future, I've got to buy a drawing tablet. 100%. Either way, if you like this video and you would want to see more like it in the future, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, or perhaps even consider joining my Discord. For now though, I'll just stick to making my regular videos. Not because they would be easier to make, but just simply because of the fact that I don't have a tablet for drawing, and with mouse I could sometimes spend an entire day by just attempting to draw a single curved line. Seriously, drawing curved lines is nearly impossible with mouse. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.